All right. And as I said, we're going to try to mute everyone just so there's not a lot of the feedback back and forth there. Okay. All right, so my name is Carlos Tierney. I am the owner of Champions Martial Arts and Champions Gr8 Kidz Summer Camp and After School Program. This is my lovely wife, Veronica, and we have quite a bit of our staff in here right now. So if I can have my staff members kind of raise your hand so people can see your hands there. We have Sensei Madison, we have Coach Shannon, we have Sensei Ryan and Sensei Zoe, and we have our new coach. Katie, can you raise your hand for us? Katie's a new coach that we have coming on. We have Coach Brad coming on as well, and we have Coach Joseph Cornegay coming on. So we have a rock star team, guys, and we are so ready to make sure that your kids have an amazing summer camp this year. So the first thing I want to do is I just wanted to, like I said, I want to introduce our staff to you guys, but I told you all that we were going to try to do a virtual tour. So we put together a virtual tour that I'm going to show you guys kind of a video of our campus and our facility, and it kind of takes you through some of the things that you will expect when you come in and when you pick the kids up. All right? Okay, so let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. And then what we'll do, guys, after we go through certain segments and stuff, if you have a question, I'm going to have you just kind of raise your hand, and I'll unmute you so you can ask the question. And I really want you guys to ask as many questions as you need to ask, because you may have a question that someone didn't think about, and if I can give that answer for you, it might help some other families as well. Here comes Brad. All right, so I want to share my screen. So, that is what's going on to share? All right, I was uploading the video before we came on, so I just want to make sure it finished uploading. So again, parents, we do have our Syracuse Best Summer Camp After School, Summer Camp and After School YouTube page, where we have a lot of videos of our past summer camp and some clips of things that we've done in our summer camp. We also have a Facebook page. I'm going to kind of show you guys this too. It's Syracuse Best Summer Camp. What you're going to want to do for sure as you guys go through our summer camp with us is you're going to want to go and like this page, because when you like the page, that's where we're going to put a lot of the stuff of the kids and what they're doing in camp in this page. So you'll see a lot of it in this page. We do have our Champions Martial Arts page, and we do have our Champions Martial Arts Syracuse page. We got a lot of pages, but this is the page that you're going to actually see a lot of our summer camp stuff going on in here. So again, if I just kind of scroll through here really quick, what should be really quick, it just gives you a lot of different things that we've just kind of done over the years in our summer camp, and a lot of great experiences for families that have been in our program for the last 5 years. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a virtual video that we did today. I will have the sounds. If you can't hear it, just give me a thumbs up and I'll turn it up so you can hear it. Hey, welcome to Champions Gr8 Kidz Summer Camp and After School Program. We're very excited to have you and your family join us for our 2020 Summer Camp experience. So now when you come into our facility, we just want to give you a virtual tour of what our campus is like, guys, and we're going to show you around and how things go. All right, so what we're going to do first is when you walk in, parents, you and your child, we have our different spots that's kind of set up. We have 8 spots that's set up for families. You're going to have you and your child, we're going to stand behind the line here, and your child or children stand in front of you. All right, when they're in front of you, we're going to have one of our staff members come up and collect them or grab them and take them back to wherever their area is going to be. And I'll show you all of our areas in 1 second. Again, we have 8 spots. So as your child or as one spot clears, we just need you to kind of exit out around here. So if you follow me here, this little area is going to take you guys all the way around. And then you'll just continue out, following the arrows out to our door there. All right, so again, parents, this is how you're going to enter into our campus. Again, I need you guys to make sure you're being patient with us, because we have to really try to be strict on our guidelines and our interaction and our space that we have in the lobby area. So I know some of you may be in a situation where you're kind of rushing, you have to get to work. If you can just be patient with us, we are going to have our staff, when they come up to get your child, if they're in their group or they're going to be in their area, they'll grab a couple kids at one time. And again, parents, just be patient, because everyone's going to be dropping off in between 8 and 9 a.m. So we just want to make sure that we have a good flow in what we're doing. All right, guys, follow me. I'm going to show you around with some of our areas that we have in the map. One of the areas that we do have, guys, we have a place the kids are going to put their shoes, which will be here to the left when you come in, and then we also have a shoe area over here to the right. Now, as you look at our map, we have 5 areas that we're going to be hosting during our summer camp. So this is the area 1 right here. And then you're following me. All right, then we're going to come on over to area 2. Look at what we have in area 2. We have Coach Zoe. Coach Zoe, can you say hi to our summer campers? Oh yeah, we're looking forward to a great summer camp. So Zoe is amazing with the kids. So you guys can enjoy your time with her. And then we're coming over to area 3. And look at Coach Madison. Coach Madison is putting together our mirrors, getting our mirrors nice and clean so you can look at yourself and see how awesome you are. Coach Madison, take a minute and say hello to these wonderful kids that we got coming to join us. Oh yeah. And then coming down here, all right, coming down here, we have area 4. So we had area 1, area 2, area 3. And this is our area 4, which is another area that we got here, guys. All right, so now we're gonna come to this little walkway. And when we come in here, guys, this is our area that we're gonna have. We have our kid cave area. And in our kid cave area, we have our connect back here. We'll be able to do some of our hip hop dance, some of our cheer, some of our virtual field trips. Some amazing things are gonna be happening back here on this in this area. Also, this is Coach Ryan, Sensei Ryan. Sensei Ryan is one of our awesome coaches. This is year number 5, right, for summer camp? Yeah. You've been doing summer camp since we started, right? Year number 5. He's an amazing coach. You guys will love him. The kids love him. Again, this is one of our areas that we have. And as you can see, we do have some of our bounce houses rolled up right now. We do have bounce houses that kids will be able to experience during our summer camp as well. All right, then as you come around here, this is our 5th area. So we have 5 areas. All of our areas are in enough size to fit 10 campers. So we'll have 10 campers per coach. And these are different areas we have. So we have 5 areas that we're going to be able to use, guys. Follow me. So as you come on down here, this is our emergency exit. This is only for an emergency. This exit door takes us all the way out to another part of the building, and we're able to exit out. So this is our emergency exit, and we'll be doing fire drills throughout the summer as needed by the Department of Health. If you look over here, these are our cubbies. So when the kids come in, they're going to have an area that they're going to put their stuff. So there'll be their sports bag, their lunches, their morning afternoon snacks. We do highly recommend that don't bring any extra toys. I know some of our younger guys that want to bring some toys to share and show. We want to make sure it doesn't happen because we just can't have a lot of sharing going on with toys and things of that nature during the camp this year. So parents, please just try to keep those things at home. All right, and we come on back here. This area here, guys, where we're going to be hosting our lunch. All right, and plus some of our educational activities and our arts and crafts will be set up the same kind of way, right? But this is where we'll be holding our lunch, and during lunchtime, we will have a movie playing for the kids or a show playing for the kids. Lunch is relatively brief, it's only going to be about a half hour, but during that time, we're going to give them something to kind of focus while they're having their lunch as well. All right, and all the way in the back here, you will see Coach Shannon. Coach Shannon is one of our amazing coaches. He's also one of our assistant directors along with Sensei Ryan. So the last month and a half, 2 months, guys, we've really been trying to put together the best summer camp experience for you guys. And we think we got it locked down. We think it's going to be great. If you ever have any questions or any concerns, you can't get in touch with me, make sure you check in with Coach Shannon. You check in with Coach Ryan and Sensei Ryan to help you answer any questions you have because they think just like how I think. All right, so again, guys, let me take you back up to the front and show you how we would actually leave the facility. So when you come around here, so very similar to how when you come in, you will leave the same way. Parents will wait on the tape here. The tape area is right here, right? And you'll check in with Coach V. This is Coach V, my wife, Coach V. She will be at the front desk, greeting you at the front desk when you come pick up your children. We just need to make sure that when you do come in, that you're not just going back into the facility. We can't have any adults going back. We will call back for your kids to be sent up to you, and we'll make sure they have all their stuff as far as their bags and their lunch pails and everything they brought in with them. We'll make sure they have that as well when they leave. Okay, but you're gonna make sure you check in with her before you go. And again, guys, we want to thank you for choosing Champions Martial Arts at our summer camp this year. It's going to be an amazing summer camp. We hope you enjoyed your virtual tour. And we want to thank you. And there's us. All right. Our team is going to say bye to you guys. Thank you again. We look forward to seeing you all in our 2020 summer camp experience. See you later. Bye-bye. So that is our share of our virtual tour. So as you can see, we've kind of already started the process of separating our school and kind of splitting our school up so we can have the separate areas. Oh, sorry. Don't want that. I don't. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Sorry, I had another video going that went right to the YouTube thing. Forgive me. All right, we're back. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we've been working really hard to kind of put the facility together so we can meet the standards of having the smaller numbers and the smaller groups. So there's not a lot of congregation together of the kids. This was something that was really important that came through the guidelines through the state and through the Department of Health, that we were able to kind of have that ability to separate the kids. And this is probably one of the challenges that most of the other camps were having, was I didn't have the ability to really separate the kids how we will be able to do it. So each area can host 10 kids. So that is 10 kids per coach. We have, as I sent the text out earlier, forgive me for my grammar, I just kind of typed and sent, forgive me for that. But for our 5 and 6 year olds, we're pretty much sold out for that group. And then our 7, 8, and 9 year old group, we have probably 6 or 7 spots left there. And then our 10, 11, and 12, that group is sold out as well. So we are just about at capacity for our camp. We're really, really excited because we have some total rock star for coaches. On the camp, again, as I said, we can only have 10 kids per group, and we can't have the coaches switching at all either. So ideally, the kids are going to be with their coach that they have pretty much for the day. All of our staff is very well trained and highly trained and are amazing with kids. And I feel we have the right team in place to make sure that your kids have an amazing experience. So before we move to the registration form and the other stuff that we're going to do as far as what we're going to talk about today, registration form and our daily schedule, are there any questions that you have so far on the facility? Just kind of put your hand up if you have any questions, and I will come to you. I don't know if I have 2 pages. I have 2 pages or one. No questions? All right, great. Okay, so now we're going to go to I'm going to share the next page with you guys. This was the registration packet that you guys got. We're just going to kind of go through it. I'm going to skim through it with you. When it gets to the actual handbook, there are some things that we have as far as our expectations for your family and for the kids that are in our camp, as well as what we as coaches are going to do to kind of meet the needs of you and your family. So I'm just going to pull that up for you guys really quick. Okay. All right, so if anyone that has been in our after-school program or our summer camp program, you're very familiar with this registration form. This is just a very basic standard registration form. This kind of tells you what our camp is going to be, that's going to be included in our camp, and what our expectations are, or what you can expect from our program. And this says free art pack. So guess what? You all get a free art pack because I have it on here. And so if you've already done the paperwork for the art pack, I'm going to throw that in there because I have it on here, and it was a typo on my part, but we're going to keep it for you, so that's not a problem. So this is kind of just our basic release form that we have for everybody. So we just want to make sure that you go through that, you check that, you agree with everything there. Our cancellation policy. So ideally, we're looking for everyone that's going to be able to commit to at least 7 or more weeks for camp. And as you commit to those weeks, you are obligated to pay for those weeks. So you can't say we're going to choose 7, but then only decide to do 4, because then as far as our staffing and things like that, we've already kind of accommodated our staff and how many staff members we got to have for the campus that we're going to have, plus all of our supplies and everything else we got to have in place. So it's very important that you guys are that we all kind of keep that same integrity with each other, that we're going to do our part as far as making sure you have the best camp experience, but also as parents and families that you guys stay with your obligation to us well. We greatly appreciate that. As far as photos, we do a lot of photos, we do a lot of videos, a lot of stuff we use for other advertisement and for our Facebook and social media posts. Again, being a part of campus is just something you have to be okay with, and we obviously won't be able to compensate you for that. Just something that we use to kind of show the good time the kids are having in our program. The authorization as to who can come in. This is very important that you make sure whoever is going to be allowed to pick up, that you have their name on here. As we start our camp, as if you are a family mom or dad, as we get familiar with you, you won't have to show your ID every time you come in. But if it's somebody that we're not familiar with, or somebody that's new, we need to check their ID to make sure they're eligible to take your child out of our facility. And if there's somebody that's not on our list, but you know they're going to pick the kids up, you just give us a call, give us a heads up, and we'll know to look for them when they're coming. So just really quick, we're going to go over the rules. So our camp is about the growth and development of your children while they're with us. We do have an expectation. We have the very best kids in our camp, and we expect our campers to really live up to that model of being their best. So what that means is when the kids are in and they're making some bad choices, things of that nature, if it becomes a pattern of choices of making bad choices, they will no longer be a fit for our camp. Again, we want to have an environment that's fun, that's safe, that's enjoyable for everyone. But if we have someone or campers in our camp that are just being very disruptive and we just can't get them to kind of get back on track, then our camp may not be the right fit for them. So we kind of start with that right off the top so everyone understands what our camp is about, the environment that we expect from our families that come in as well as from our staff. So everyone kind of knows that right across the board before we get started. There is no disrespectful speaking back to the staff, and obviously we have procedures in place that we help encourage them to make good choices. But if, like I said, if it becomes a pattern, then it just doesn't fit. As far as bullying, we have a zero tolerance for bullying, but we also use bullying as a way to teach kids what bullying is, because sometimes kids may take teasing as bullying, and there's a certain type of teasing that turns into bullying, and those are the type of things that we want to be able to teach the kids, number one, what they are, as well as be able to help them identify it so they're not doing it to other people and making people feel less themselves or make someone feeling bad. A lot of times kids may find themselves in a bully situation. They don't mean to bully. They didn't want to be a bully. They didn't think they were being a bully, but someone took it the wrong way. So we really try to help the kids manage through that. But again, if it's a situation where a kid is like targeting another kid, or it's like a constant on top of another kid, or if a kid responds and says, hey, that doesn't make me feel good, can you please stop saying that? And the kid continues to do it, we'll teach them that that is a form of bullying. And then if it becomes more of a problem, then we'll have a meeting with you and your child as far as discussing that type of situation with them. Non-emergency first aid. So the New York State Department of Health requires that we have a health director or someone that has equivalent health director first aid ability, as well as one staff member on staff at all times, one staff member for 200 kids. Out of all of our staff, 6 of our staff members are CPR and first aid certified. So every day there's always someone on staff that understands first aid, that understands CPR. We had never had any real issues with this, but just so you guys know, we have taken a proper training to make sure that the kids are going to be safe and all of our campers are safe as well. What we need, transportation, again, we kind of talked about this. I've been speaking with some of you guys through text messages and regular message. Our field trips are going to probably not, we're not going to be able to do a lot of field trips this year. Our field trips we're going to try to set up for these guys. There's a lot of virtual field trips that we've been watching. I actually saw something the other day. It was like the Georgia Aquarium, where they had the aquarium on the TV and they kind of took them through the aquarium. So we'll be doing like virtual field trips. We will be able to use our parking lot for a lot of outside stuff that we're going to be able to do. And as things kind of loosen up and we can start getting to parks and things of that nature, we will work on ways of being able to get the kids to the park. But as of right now, I'm going to say we don't have any field trips scheduled as of right now, just because of how the guidelines are set up for us. The children, when they come to camp, they should always wear something comfortable to move around in. So shorts and sneakers, if they have Crocs and things like that, they can wear those. It's just they got to have sneakers that they can go outside with when we go outside, do our outside stuff, just so they're safe. I wouldn't recommend our girls wearing dresses unless they have a dress with like shorts under it, just because, just the movement that we do in our camp. So we have during the time of day, and I'll show you this when we get to the schedule of how our daily schedule looks like. We do have AM snack, we have lunch, and we have PM snack. Our AM snack is usually like in the first part of the day, and then our afternoon snack is usually in the second part of the day. And again, we had to kind of adjust our schedule this year because of how we have to keep the kids in their groups. So the snack time is going to be a little different. They're going to stagger. We do have what we call a snack shack. Our snack shack is where we have chips. We have, some candy, kid stuff, all the stuff that kids love that parents don't really want to have. We have it here, right? But we have bottles of water. We have Gatorade, things like that. That's available for them to purchase. Between $1 and $2 what those are. And you can send it with the kids and we'll just make sure. We do have a punch card that you can purchase. It's a $20 punch card. And then parents, you can give us what the particulars are that you want the kids to have. So if you say, hey, they can't have no sugar today, we don't have anything with sugar, they won't get anything with sugar. If you don't want them you don't want them to spend more than $1 a day, they don't spend more than that. You just kind of tell us what the parameters you want them to follow, and we'll put it on their card so when the staff sees it, they know what they can and cannot have. As I go through all of your medical stuff, which you guys should be sending in or getting back to us, as I go through all of your medical stuff, we are a nut conscious facility, being that we understand if a child has a nut allergy, my wife has nut allergies. So if a child has a nut allergy, we understand that we can't have kids that are sitting with them when they have their nut allergy, or if they bring something with nut in it. Now, if we have a child in our camp that has a high level of nut allergy, being they can't smell it, they can't touch it, they can't touch something that someone else touched with nut on it, we then will have to set the standard where we can't have anything with nut in the facility. So as of right now, we're just nut conscious. We're not saying you can't bring a Nutty Buddy bar or something with peanut butter, but if we do have campers that are highly contagious, we then will have to kind of monitor that and make that adjustment. All right, this is our medical form. We need this to come back just so we kind of know anything that we have to be aware of with your children when they're in our camp. This is probably one of the most important things. Last year, so every year the Department of Health comes in and they check our paperwork. And one thing they're looking for is the immunization records from all the children's and from their doctors. What they're really looking for is the MARS and the measles shot, I believe. Those are the things that they're really looking for. I know it's like two, I think those are the two though. They're usually shots that most kids have to have anyway, but that is without a doubt what they look for when they come into our camp. And last year, we had some parents that started camp that didn't get all this stuff to us, and we had a violation for that. So I really want to make sure that when they do come in, we have no violations because everyone turned in their paperwork the way that it was supposed to be turned in. And again, you have 2 of these sheets, so if you have 2 family members, you can just send both of these back, plus the medical forms that we got to have. So this is kind of some of the stuff that we already talked about. Our drop-off time is going to be 8 a.m. Our active time is from 9 to 4 p.m. So when you drop the kids off at 8, there's going to be what we call chill time. Chill time is them just kind of just chilling out until we get started. We will start at 9 and we will go up until 4. Pickup time is anywhere between 4 and 5:30. Once we close the camp down at 4, the kids will be in one of our areas that have our TVs, and that's where they will be waiting for you to come pick them up. They will have all their stuff with them, and they'll be socially distanced, socially distanced within them as far as where they're sitting and how they're sitting in the area where they're watching television until you actually show up. That is probably, besides lunch, that is probably the only screen time they're going to have, unless we're doing our activities through the TV, which is like our hip-hop dance or our cheer that we're doing off the TV, using that for that. But for the most part, the only real sit-down time and quiet time they're going to really have is when we have lunch or when we do the end of the day. So when you come in, it's going to look like they didn't do anything, but trust me, they had a full day of stuff that we've gone through with them. Again, late pickup, guys, after 5:30, this is $1 a minute pickup. We don't really enforce that. If you're going to be running a little bit late, just let us know, just so we can make sure the staff is here to be with the kids. Again, on your medical authorization sheets, it tells us if your kids have to have any kind of medical assistance or anything like that. We will always contact you if there's anything that happens as far as the injury, if they're feeling ill, anything of that nature. We'll contact you, let you know, and ask you what's the best steps for us to take for them. If it is a point where they're running a fever or they're showing signs of COVID, I hate using the word, but we have to kind of talk about it. If they're showing any signs of any type of COVID-related issues or challenges, they have to go home immediately. So you will be contacted, and we need to make sure we have a number that we can contact you, that you can be reached at any and all times. Our camp ratio, usually it was 1 to 12, and then at one time of the day it could be 1 to 25 kids per coach. Right now it's just 1 to 10, and our camp ages are 5 to 12. Now, when the way we have our camp set up, and I'll show it to you when we get to our schedule, is we have what we call marshals and we have what we call champs. Our marshals are any kids in kindergarten and first grade and some second graders. So ideally that's ages 5 and 6. They will be considered marshals. Our champs are all of our students that are 7, 8, and 9 and older. So within that though, we still split them as well. So we don't have, like, our 11 and 12-year-olds would never be interacting with the 5 and 6-year-olds. At least that's our goal, and that's our mission to make sure that doesn't happen. There could be some times where they may cross paths or anything like that, but we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that does not happen where the kids are interacting with the older kids. And the same thing, the vice versa, our older kids won't have a lot of interaction with our younger guys as well. Everybody has their regiment that they're going to cover for the day, and they're all just going to follow it within their groups. That's how we're going to set that up. When you're picking up the kids, you guys can park right up front, pick up, drop off. Again, we can't have the parents and the families just kind of going through the facility. We need you to kind of follow those guidelines that we kind of showed you guys when you come in. The tapes on the floor. We're going to have some decorative stuff on the tapes, but the tapes on the floor, kind of know where you're going to stand. Once the space is clear, or you got your kid is taken care of, or you've gotten your child, you're more than welcome to exit. And again, we have a pattern of how we're supposed to exit too. Again, this is all new for us, so we just want to regularly make sure that we're doing our part to follow the guidelines that are put before us. So no child will be able to go with anyone that's under the age of 18. So please don't send like brothers or sisters in. It has to be an adult that comes in and takes the child out. Concerns and complaints. Listen, there's going to be some things that you may have some questions on, some things that you're not sure about. Please feel free to contact me and contact me or contact Coach Ryan, Sensei Ryan there, or Coach Shannon, and they can help find the answer. If they don't have the answer, they'll come to me and I'll help get the answer. We have a very transparent program. There is no hiding. There is no, if there's a challenge, if there's something that we got to face, we all want to come together collectively to try to deal with it and correct it for everybody. So again, those are the type of things that we want to try to make sure. Again, I mean, I can't tell you, it says, you know, if you don't go and blast us on Facebook or that, you can do whatever you choose that you want to do. But again, just understand that we would do our very best to make sure it's the best experience for you and your family. If our program's not a fit for you and your family, that's understandable too. So that's something we can come to as well. Again, the exclusion of communicable diseases. This is, again, when your child comes down, they show any symptoms of COVID, any symptoms of having a flu or fever, things like that. We will have to kind of have an isolated area for them to go in, and we'll contact you to come pick them up immediately. And we have to have a 24-hour, at least 24 hours of no symptoms and or a test coming back positive that you said they're clear. This is all pretty much standard stuff. We just kind of talked about that. Inclement weather and school closed, we don't have to worry about that. So our goal is to get outside with the kids every day. Sometimes it'll be a couple times a day. But if it's really, really hot out, we will not take them outside, right? So the kids may come home like, oh, we didn't go outside today. Well, probably because it was 90-something degrees and it's really hot. We don't want to put the kids out there because it's not safe for them to be out in that type of weather. Obviously, if it's raining and thunderstorms, things like that, we wouldn't go out for those things either. Medication, we don't administer medication. So if it's something that your child needs, what we've had happen in the past is the parent will kind of give us the instructions as to what time the child should have their medicine. We will take the medicine and put the medicine in our medicine cabinet, but then we will give the medicine to the child at a time and then ask from the child. We won't do any shots. That won't be our responsibility. So if it's something that needs to kind of be taking place, we need to just make sure we come up with a good plan for your children that may need to have the medication through a certain time of the day. Snacks, again, we talked about the snacks. There is no sharing of snacks. I know sometimes kids are like, oh yeah, here, try this. We can't share any snacks, just again, because of allergies and things like that. So we just want to be aware of that. Water policy, we want to make sure everyone brings a water bottle. In one of our sports kits, our sports pack, you will get the water bottle with that, or if you have your own, you can bring that as well. We do have a water fountain here, but we won't allow the kids to fill up their water fountains. The coaches will fill them up for them. So there'll be times throughout the day where the coach will take them to the water fountain, they need it filled, and they'll fill the water and come on back. Camp dress, again, as I said, you want them in t-shirts, you want them in shorts, something comfortable to move around, closed-toed shoes. So now the martial arts. So you will get a martial arts uniform with this camp. But what I've noticed over the years is that when we do the actual karate uniform, the full karate uniform for summer camp, it takes a lot of time for the kids to get them on and to get them off. And the way our camp is going to be set up is that we won't really have that kind of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everyone in our camp their free uniform that comes with the camp is going to be actually our champions martial arts summer uniform, which is our red summer camp shirt and our red summer camp shorts. Or sorry, not summer camp, our red karate shirt and our red karate shorts. This is what all of our students are wearing in our regular martial arts class for the summer. And it's just easier for the kids when it's time for them to do their karate class, just to throw their t-shirt on over whatever they're wearing and throw their shorts on over whatever they're wearing, as opposed to trying to tie it and all those type of things. So that's kind of how we're going to do our uniforms this year for our summer camp. Personal items, we're not responsible for personal items. Again, I put in the video, we want to make sure the kids aren't bringing extra toys or extra things here. I know sometimes they want to bring those type of things. And if it's like a comfort toy or something of that nature, just kind of communicate it with us. So we just don't want their toys to get broken. I had some kid a couple years, last year, he actually brought in a tank. And when he brought in a tank, he was playing with the tank, and one of the kids saw the tank, was so excited to see the tank. He grabbed the tank hits the ground, he breaks the arm on the tank. The kid is devastated. He's crying. There's nothing we can do to fix it, this, that, and the other. Well, if that parent would have kind of followed our guidelines to make sure that we didn't have that toy come, that toy wouldn't have gotten broken. So again, if the children have like comfort toys, if they have like a stuffed animal, things like that, just communicate with us so we know what it is, and we'll give them time to spend some time with it if that's the case. But for the most part, we really want to try to prevent those things from coming in. So again, we talked about the disciplinary things, guys. So ultimately, if we have a situation where the child is becoming, or the camper is becoming a real difficult time for our coaches and is not creating the best experience for everyone in our camp, they will be dismissed from our camp. So just being aware of that. Obviously, there's no smoking. Again, we talked about the tuition. The tuition is always going to be collected on the Friday before the week that you're coming to camp. I know there's some camps where you got to pay for weeks that you're not going to be there. We don't do that. We charge you the week before your camp is going to start. So you get charged that the Friday before that Monday comes up. And obviously, if it doesn't go through, we'll contact you. We'll give you to Tuesday to get it right. If it doesn't get straightened out by Tuesday, then you can't finish that week with us. Again, we really appreciate your referrals. We love having families like you guys in our program. If the kids are loving it, we love for you guys to share it on Facebook, share it in our group, giving us a great review on our review page. That's awesome. So if you do that, that'd be great. All right, so then we're down here into our art pack. Again, the art pack, guys, I mentioned earlier that it was something that was going to be included. So we're going to include that for you guys. If you decide you want the water bottle and the sports bag, that would be just $20. If you get the water bottle, sports bag, and the T-shirt, we'll take $10 off, so it'll be $25 for all of that. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good deal. All right, so that's what we'll do. Because I'm sorry, I made a mistake on that. So because I put in the one part of the documentation that you're going to get a free art kit, you guys will get that kit for free. That's fine. And then, like I said, if you want the water bottle and the sports bag, it's a really cool sports bag, and the T-shirt, all of it together will be $25. It's like that. So it's just $5 more than what you'll pay for the T-shirt itself. One of the amazing things that we do is kind of like in Black Friday is we have our in Black Friday we have our holiday sale, and then we do our holiday sale, and we take a significant amount off our full summer camp rate. Our full summer camp rate is $2,500 for summer, but at the Black Friday, we did it for $1,447. So we had quite a few parents that jumped on that, and it was just obviously it was an amazing discount that they got. Most of you guys are in this package right here, which is our full summer camp membership, and it's our most popular one. It's only $179 a week. This will go up to $249 once we fill up. So once we fill up, so let's say you're only doing 7 weeks, all right, and we know what your weeks are. We have some people that are going to want one of those weeks. Let's say you're not going to be coming on week 7 or week 6, and I have spaces in week 6. Someone says, hey, do you have space? I'll say yes. When they come in, they'll pay the full camp rate. So you guys are getting a discount by committing right now to our camp, which is great. And that's what the weekly membership is here. So if someone just needs a week as we get past this time, that's what they will pay for the camp. This is just the weeks that you're going to choose. So I do need to know what weeks you're going to be coming, so we can staff it correctly. And then also we know what weeks to charge you. And then this is this number if you have 2 kids that are coming or 3 kids, however many you have in the program, just so we know what we're going to be charging at that time. This is the payment authorization form. And this is just the COVID release form. Again, this is just kind of what we got to do. We're going to do our very best to make sure that our facility is as clean and as disinfected and as sanitized as possible. But again, you all know this is a communicable virus that can be caught anywhere. So we just want to protect ourselves as we protect everyone else in the facility, that this is a waiver that we need you guys to sign. All right, so I'm going to close this really quick, and I'm going to go for questions. Are there any questions? If you want to just put your hand up, and I'll try to come to you and unmute you. We got a question here. Let's see. All right, go ahead, bud. What's your question?
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Ernest. Want to commend you guys on the facility. It looks nice.
Thank you, Ernest.
You're welcome. One question I had was, you said what's up, baby? You said the payment for the camp is 7 weeks, correct?
7 or more, yes, sir.
7 or more, and you have to pay for it regardless.
You have to commit to 7 weeks, yes. So what we'll do is whatever weeks you choose, we're gonna have you committed to those weeks that you choose.
Okay. Now, God forbid something happens, there's another outbreak or something like that. Yep. What would happen then? Will we still be required to pay, or?
Great question. Great question. So, parents, families, most of you don't know me, and I know you're coming in here and you want to trust myself and my staff and my team. I am a parent just as you are a parent. And I understand if we come to a situation where we are shut down again, there is no way that I would ever in my life be comfortable charging you for something that we are not able to provide for you. So if that were the case, we would absolutely, without a doubt, not charge you for the remaining of anything. So we get into week 3 and they're like, hey, can't do it. Everybody, please don't feel that. And if it happens in a time and I have already charged you for the week, I will give you your money back. That is just how I roll. I am a parent. I am a very, I just couldn't do that to anybody because I wouldn't want it done to me. And that's just how that's kind of how we do it. All right, great question. Thanks for bringing that up. Any other questions?
Any more questions?
Yep. Okay, 1 second. I got Karen Corrente. See if I can unmute you, Karen. Can you unmute yourself there? I can't get it on my end.
Yep, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, Emily wants to know for karate.
Yep.
Is summer, the classes during summer, will it count towards her belt?
So here's what I'm going to do for my karate guys. Our summer camp karate is going to be not like how it normally would be because we're just going to have different groups, right? And I'm going to have coaches that aren't going to be fully karate coaches. They're going to be kind of just doing things I have them teach for that moment in time. So what I'm going to probably do with my karate guys is that they will kind of be able to stay for the evening martial arts classes maybe twice a week, and I won't charge you extra for it.
Okay. All right.
That's fair?
We'll talk about it, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? Got another question here? Okay, 1 second. Oh, what happened? There you go. Okay, go ahead, bud.
Other question was, for like when the kids entered, are you guys requiring them to like wash their hands throughout the day?
So
if areas sanitized and whatnot, wipe down? Yes,
sir. So as you seen when you first came in, I had a video. When I was talking about the video, in the video, it shows someone getting their temperature check. So everyone's gonna have a temperature check when they come in. And we're also gonna give them hand sanitizer right when they come in. And then throughout our camp, anytime that we have any interaction where, let's say we're playing with the ball and we're sharing a ball, we're doing anything like that, the ball will be cleaned before they get the ball. After they're done with the ball, we will clean the ball, and then we will also have them clean their hands as well. So these are some things that we have in place. Again, this is a new territory for all of us, but these are the steps that we're kind of making sure that we're going to be able to do to make sure everyone's safe and able to follow along there. Okay. Oh, sorry about that.
Great.
Okay, great question. Any other questions as far as the registration form and all that type of stuff? Up, one down here, okay? 1 second, Garvey. Can you unmute yourself? I'm having a difficult time here. There you go. Go ahead.
We have a couple questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Jonah has one question.
What color is your belt?
My belt?
Yeah, he wants
Oh,
to know.
man. I have a black belt. It's really cool. I have a black
That's
belt.
what I was thinking of.
I got 5. Let me see my hand. I got 5 tips on my black belt.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing karate since 1983.
Very
It's a
cool.
long time. I know. Yeah.
Alright.
What's your next question?
My other question was, I know it said something about having to leave a booster seat or some kind of car seat.
Yep. So that was if we are able to do field trips. If we're not,
Okay.
so we have vehicles that we use for our transportation for our after school program and our summer camps. We actually have 4 vans, and we have 3 vans and an actual bus. And if we were using those for our transportation for our field trips, we would need booster seats for the kids that need booster seats. And we have it. We'll buckle them in and everything like that. So that's what will be if we. That's in that part of it. That was if we were to do field trips and things of that nature.
So at this point, we don't need to.
Not right now.
worried
I
about
will
that?
let you know. Yep, I will let you know as we move forward as to what we can and what we cannot do, and I'll give everyone enough time or enough heads up to help us to facilitate what we need.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions?
I have one.
Okay. I'm gonna have you mute yourself really quick for me. Hello, Miss Hines. How are you, Miss Hines?
Hello, how are you?
Right. I'm glad we were able to hook up. I was looking for you.
I know, I'm here.
All
So
right.
I have a quick question. Is there at any point the kids will be required to have a mask when during their days or
So-
anything?
So the New York State guidelines have come to us as far as camp goes. The kids are not required to wear masks. The staff, we have to wear masks the whole time. So as staff, the kids are not required to wear masks. If as a family and you want your child to wear a mask, we won't tell them they can't. So they can wear the mask if they choose to. But for the most part, we're not going to require it. But if it's something that you want them to wear to help you feel safer and make them feel safer, they feel safer with it, then absolutely, let's go ahead and have them do it. But as far as the state guidelines, they don't have to. The biggest challenge that we're going to have is because our camp is so active, having the mask on, especially when we get going on our active stuff, it's hard for them to breathe. So it's not good for them in that instance. But for the most part, that's kind of how we're going to go with the camp.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? You guys got some great questions. I love it. This is why I'm so glad you guys are able to join us. No questions? That's it? All right, let's go to our next thing we're going to go to. All right, we're going to go to our schedule. So you kind of get an idea of what the schedule looks like. Give me 1 second here. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see this. It might be a little, let's see if I can make it a little larger for you. Okay, so as I said, we have marshals and we have champs. We have marshals and we have champs. Ryan, can you check to see if someone had a mess in the message area? See if there's something in there. All right. So ideally, our marshals red and our marshals blue. These are our 5- and 6-year-olds. So as I said, we have 2 groups of our 5- and 6-year-olds. This is what their day would look like. So they're going to start their first part of the day. They're going to start with their snack. Every day we do a physical fitness type activity. After that, they do an activity game. So activity games is whatever type of fun game that we do for them. Once they finish the activity game, they'll go into their arts and crafts. After they do arts and crafts, they'll have lunch at 11. After they have lunch, they'll do another round of activity games. After the activity games, they'll go to sport. After they do their sport, they'll go to their educational activities. So we have educational packets and things for the kids all the way up to 6th grade. So we have different packets that they'll do. So they'll do that during that time. But also in educational time, that could be when we're doing the virtual field trip of a zoo or a science experience or something of that nature. That could be during the educational time too. So it's not always going to be just a basic packet. It's going to be things to kind of help them kind of develop and grow even during the summertime. They'll be doing math, they'll be doing science, they'll be doing a lot of English, things like that. And then we'll go to our afternoon snack for that first age group, that first category. Then we'll do another activity game. So activity games, again, just like our Duck, Duck, Goose, or we have games called Octopus or Ninja Tag or Dodgeball or whatever it could be. This would be some of our activity games. Then we have what's called our alternative skill. Our alternative skill would be our hip hop dance, our martial arts, our cheer, our tumbling. Any of those things will come into this realm of our alternative sports or alternative skill. Then we'll have the other part of their sports. Then at 3 o'clock, we're going to get them some outside time, and this would be structured outside time. So it'd be activities that we're doing outside. Coach Shannon has shared some awesome some chalk things that we can do outside. We have a lot of outside games that we're going to be able to do with the kids. So this would be the time that we'll probably get them outside. And then sometimes when they do their sport, they'll go outside as well. So then what you can see is that in the groups, it just kind of overlaps as to what they're doing during the time of day. So not everyone's going to have snack at the same time. It's going to be staggered. You kind of see how it staggers. But ultimately, when they start, this will be pretty much how their day will run. And I'll shoot you guys all over a copy of this so you kind of got an idea of it. And when I say this is how their day is going to run, this is a tentative schedule. This is how we hope that it's going to run. This is how we are shooting for it to run. But ideally, there can be some things that may change. Like we talked about it yesterday in our arts and craft. Well, in arts and craft, we're going to actually have a day they're going to do tie-dye. So they're doing their tie-dye shirt. It's going to take a little bit more time to set up for the tie-dye shirt. So we may cut the activity time maybe a little bit or not even do activity time because of all the prep and all the times it'll take for us with the arts and craft. But this is their tentative schedule. Obviously, they'll always have snack. They'll always have lunch at the right time. And that is how it's set up. And then same thing with their afternoon snack. It'll all be at the same time. All right, I'm going to stop that share and take questions. Any questions on that daily schedule, tentative daily schedule? Nothing? All right, this is good. I hope I'm answering a lot of your questions as I'm going through this because I'm only getting a few questions. We're all good? All right, so just really quick, guys, I'm going to bring in Coach Shannon. I'm going to have her share with you some of our arts and crafts that we're going to be doing and how we're going to schedule arts and crafts. Again, this is all tentatively how we're looking to try to set it up for you guys. And then I'm going to have Coach Ryan come in. He'll share with you guys some of our games and some of our activities that we do with the kids as well. All right, so Shannon, why don't you pop on in and share with us, please.
Hi.
Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear?
We good? You already spoiled the big
Oh yeah, I did.
arts and crafts with the tie-dye. But that was a favorite of the kids, especially last year. Everybody loved it. Everybody wore their shirt multiple times. It was great seeing the kids come in with it on. This year, arts and crafts is a little different because we're doing it 3 times a week with a fun activity on Friday, kind of a Friday free-for-all where they can just do whatever they want. On Mondays, in their art pack, the kids will receive a sketchbook, and that's going to be a collection of drawings. They're going to learn how to draw animals or a castle or things like that, so they can have this nice book of look what I drew all summer, look what I learned how to do all summer, and you'll be able to see their progress at the end of the summer because it'll stay in their art pack in their cubbies for the whole summer. Wednesdays are our big create big day. So those are going to be the projects that take a little more time to set up, like the tie-dye. Another one that's going to be a lot of fun to do is squirt gun painting, not painting each other, but they will use squirt guns filled with like watercolor paint, and they'll be able to use it outside, and they will squirt their own canvas. So they'll have some really awesome artwork. Some of the other activities we've got, we're going to do bird feeders. We're going to do Wrenchy's favorite, which is the stained glass, where we have colored glue, and the kids are super creative with it. A lot of fun. And then on Thursdays, we will have different types of how to draws. I've got some ideas for Roll a Monster, where all the kids will need to do is draw a head and a body, and we'll have a die, and I roll a 5, add an eye to your monster. I roll a 1, add an antenna. I roll another 1, well, that's another antenna. So it's going to be really creative and fun to do. Another one that I have found to be a lot of fun is musical masterpiece. Kids will start drawing on their own piece of paper. Well, it's like musical chairs. So music stops, they move on to somebody else's drawing and add something to it. Music stops, they move to another kid's drawing and add something to it. So those are some of the things that we have for them to get their creative juices flowing, and I think they're going to really enjoy it this summer.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I know, like, this is probably the most that we really kind of put into our arts and craft, and I think it's gonna be really awesome. Emily, you're gonna love it, Emily. All right, okay, so Shannon, thank you for sharing. Coach Ryan, you ready? All right.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? So we, obviously with everything going on, we had to figure out how to take the games that we've always played over the years and figure out how to do them safely now while social distancing at the same time. So we've been thinking about that over the past few weeks, and we came up with about 30 plus games that are social distancing games that we can use throughout the whole summer. If I say the names of them, I mean, some of them are called Detective and Color Clap Move. There's a one that's a rhyming game. It's called Bust a Rhyme. There's a High Wire one, which is they're going to use their balance. But the point is, all these games are going to be still interactive and fun, but we're going to be able to maintain that social distancing while playing it.
All right. Yeah. So again, just thank you, Sensei Ryan. Thank you, Coach.
No
Ryan.
problem.
Sensei Ryan, Coach Ryan. You're gonna be Sensei. You're Sensei. All right. So again, parents, I just wanted to kind of share with you guys that we have really been putting a lot of our effort into making sure this camp is going to be a great experience for the kids. Again, even with given the parameters that we got to do it in, and the guidelines and certain things that we can and we cannot do. We have always, with all of our years of our camps, we have always, I feel, always exceeded what the expectation was for our campers. And this is why, I mean, now we have Emily's coming back for year 4, Bryce is coming back for year 3, Lucas Andrews coming back for year 5, Addie and Laney's coming back for year 2. So we have so many families that come back just because of what our camp provides. We're not like all the other camps, and not speaking any badly of them. We just have a different atmosphere and a different vibe for what we do. We are really here to help your children have the best experience, but also help them grow in their character and their life skills and their traits that they're going to pick up. So it's going to be a great time. And I thank you guys for giving us the opportunity and trusting us with your children, because we know that they are your pride and joy. And I promise you we'll do everything in our power to protect them and make sure they're safe, but also make sure they're having a great time as well. Is there any questions before I close out this orientation? Any other questions? Oh, got a question here? Ms. Garvey, you may have to unmute yourself there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just wonder, when are you open to bring in the orientation paperwork when we have it done?
That is so awesome that you said that. So what I have, and I'm going to share this with you guys right now, is I have a calendar that I'm going to send you guys, and the calendar has times that you can actually slot to come in and drop your paperwork off. And it's a 15-minute time slot. So when you come in, drop your paperwork off. If you have any questions, we go over the questions, and I can show you around the facility.
Okay.
What I can't do is I can't have everybody coming at one time, because we're just not
Right.
allowed to do that, right? So I'm going to show you. I'll show it to you guys right now. I actually finished this up the other day. There's different time slots that you will be able to come in, and you will be able to, 1 second here, drop off your paperwork. See if I can show it to you guys. Where are we at here? Friday. All right, so everywhere you see the green on the calendar right here, these are all the times that I'm going to have for you guys over the next 3 days that you can come in and drop your paperwork off. I would just need you to go and just kind of register yourself for the time that you're going to drop it off. If none of the times fit for you, just shoot me a message and we'll try to set up a time for you. But starting tomorrow, the earliest drop off of paperwork can be as early as 10 o'clock. And the only reason I had to go a little later because I have some private lessons I got to do in the morning. But this is pretty much how it's going to set up. You just go, you hit the link. When you hit the link, you just go ahead and register yourself for that time to come in. And again, we'll do this week, and then we'll probably do some in the beginning of next week. The thing is that we have to have all the paperwork in, so we're ready to go by next Friday, because summer camp actually starts not this Monday, but the following Monday. All right, so we got to make sure we get everything ready to go by then. All right. Any other questions? Great question there, Ms. Garvey. Shannon, go ahead, open up.
I forgot to mention, for some of the big projects on Wednesdays, if the kids could bring like a smock, an old t-shirt or something, so that they're not going to get their clothes with paint on it or any of the other stuff, just to keep the kids clean and not, when they get home, what happened to you?
Does that make sense? Yeah? All right, cool. All right, okay. Well, again, guys, I want to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to work with you guys. And I know that it's uncertain time or unsettling time right now that we're all in, but I feel that we're going to make the most of it. I feel that only the strong will survive, and we will survive this. We will make sure that your kids, I spoke to a mom last night, and these last 3 or 4 months have been not the best time for our children. So we just want to make sure that we give them something to look forward to and to be happy and to just enjoy being kids with other kids again. All right. Okay. So guys, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm recording this and I'm going to put it in our YouTube page, yeah, the Champion Syracuse Best Summer Camp YouTube page. So please feel free, if you want to go back and watch it, you can. If you want to share it with someone, you can do that as well. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great, great evening, and I hope to see you all soon. All right, guys. Take care. Bye now.